Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on Wednesday. It's evening. Actually, it's a little dark. I should have done this sooner. But I had all of this cleaned up here last week or the week before. And as you may have remembered, a couple of months ago, I had a tree that needed to come down. So I hired somebody to chop the tree. And he cut it and placed it all over here. So I'm at the top of the hill, I'm looking down, and I notice that the criminals have been on my property probably within the last day or so. And what they did is they chopped the bark off of all of my firewood. Let me show you. And what this does now, the bark protects the tree. So I noticed first it's all over the place here. I was looking down from up here. I was walking around here and I looked down. And of course, I tried to put some of the bark back on top to prevent it from rotting. But they actually tore the bark off of all of my firewood here. They left all of this bark here. I'll show you. They pulled all the bark off of all the firewood and tossed it everywhere. So I picked it up and tried to cover it. Here, look, you can see here. They stripped the firewood, stripped all the firewood of the bark, the protective bark. And this is not something that happens naturally, folks. This firewood was neatly packed here, lined up. It looked beautiful. And these criminals came here and intentionally tore the bark and threw it everywhere. So they threw the bark all over here, causing it to be filthy. And also now the protective cover of this firewood is gone and will cause the wood to rot. And obviously then I can't sell it if I wanted to, which is of course their intention. So what I did was I did the best that I could, and I picked up some of the bark and just tossed it on top of it as a protective to cover it up. And this is how disgusting these people are. You can see here's all the bark on the floor. It's dark here, folks, but all the bark. And then they threw it and scattered it everywhere here. But this is a pattern that they do with my firewood, my trees. Half of the reason these trees are down is because of these criminals' directed energy weapons. So they cause me problems with having to cut down the tree, and then when I cut it down to try to save the firewood, they destroy the firewood also. Here, this is what they did, folks. I'll just remove this piece of... They did this, they stripped the bark off of all the wood. All of this wood, they stripped the bark and tossed it all over the property. All over this property, all over this that I cleaned. I paid somebody to clean up everything around here to make it look pretty. And they destroy everything because they're evil, despicable. And I'll show you what else they do with wood. They love to destroy wood, trees, anything that's alive, anything that looks attractive. So again, I've had to cut down a lot of trees since I'm living here. Just like in Manalapan, New Jersey, when I lived at 52 Sutton Drive, every year they destroyed another one of my trees that had to come down. I was the only one on the block that actually took care of my trees, but nevertheless, my trees had to come down. So here you go, folks. Now this was chopped up a year ago. A year. But the bark is still on here because they didn't bother this bark. Just the ones that were newly cut and lined up over here. They tore the bark off of all that firewood. But so I had these tree trunks here, and then the criminals came because it looked so pretty. And what the criminals did here is they sliced the sides. Here, here. They sliced it. You can see here what they did. They want the tree trunk to fall apart. so that it's no longer a seat or looking attractive. So this is what they did. And they did it to all of the seats here. Look. So the other day I read a testimony from a targeted woman who I've known for a few years. You can go back and listen to it. And she specifically stated that she has witnessed slices on her body, on her furniture, on her things, cuts with laser precision in her own home. And this is what they did with this wood. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to get the bark off of a newly cut tree? It doesn't fall off readily, folks. They had to peel that off. They probably had to slice it first, use their little directed energy weapons, slice it first, and then toss it all over. So all of this firewood here, everything here, it's hard to see now because it's getting dark. All of this wood from here all the way down to here, they sliced the bark off of everything and littered it all over the place. Now normally bark and wood, it's not a problem, you know, if you're using it as a mulch, but I'm not using it as a mulch up here. I have things growing here. I was not interested in having mulch up here. But that's what these criminals do to my property. And they do this while I'm asleep, when they put me to sleep with radio frequencies, which they do often. And for the people out there, I know that a lot of people get the V2K. I don't get that, but I have the tinnitus 24/7. Since I moved to Kentucky, it is louder and it's 24/7. It is persistent. And I believe that the frequencies that are being used on me are to intentionally cause me anxiety and to fall asleep. This happened last night. They put me to sleep while I was sitting up in a chair doing work for 4 hours. 4 hours. That's why I was able to post that video so early in the morning. Because by the time I, snapped out of it, and was coherent, it was already 5 o'clock in the morning. All I did was shower and lie in bed for a couple of hours and then wake up again. And this has been going on for months and months and months. My normal bedtime is around midnight. It's always been around midnight. And when I was in graduate school, sometimes it was, it would be a little later. Could be 1 o'clock. It depends on, if I had an exam, a paper to write, something important. It might be 1 o'clock. And then I'd wake up around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And that was enough sleep for me. 6 hours was enough for me. But here, they don't even allow me to get 3 hours of sleep. It's unbelievable. Oh, and this is, had this chopped up here, tilled to plant some vegetables and stuff. It's absolutely disgusting what these people do with technology. And this is not anything new, folks. Could you imagine what they are doing to children? Could you imagine the rest of the population that is completely unaware of what's happening? They think that they're sick, and they're going to doctors and paying a lot of money to figure out what's wrong with them. You can see the creek here. It's a little drying up. Even though we had rain, it's drying up a little bit. And now I was just looking at a nest that my guineas built, and they were sitting on a whole bunch of eggs, and all the eggs are gone. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I just wanted to check in. I've been a little tired today. I've got some other things to record for you guys, but I've got to get the rest of my birdies to bed. And I just noticed that all the eggs from my guinea, from her nest, it seems to be missing. That means that they were stolen. So I'm going to sign off for now. I hope everybody's having a good day. And also, if you guys, have it in your heart, there's one of our subscribers who does not post comments, but usually emails me privately, was in a car accident within the last month or so, and he's not doing all that well, and it appears as if it was a setup. I mean, you all know how that works, right? So can you just say a prayer for our subscriber? I won't mention his name. And that he heals quickly, and that he has resolution to this with the insurance company, that it is in favor of him. He incurred $8,000 in damages to his vehicle, and the person who hit him either didn't have a driver's license and or insurance, so they were an uninsured individual. So if you could, hold him in your prayers, think about him, to have a positive outcome. I believe he's going to be, taking this person to court or whatever. He incurred a lot of physical damage as well to his body. He's in a lot of pain. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to sign off for today, or I'm going to sign off for now. And I will talk to you soon. Please hit the thumbs up, like, comment, share if you feel inclined to do so, and welcome to all the newcomers. I really appreciate you guys, and thank you for sharing. There are a few people that have been sharing the videos. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Helps the channel grow, and when the channel grows and we get more people, we can get the message out there. It also combats the cyber stalker who immediately thumbs down every video. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading, signing off for now.